All right, can y'all hear me? All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Jack Havemann, and I'm a sophomore at Rice in Tunisia House Church, shepherded by Peter Chung. I'm both thankful and honored to have been given the opportunity to share my baptismal testimony. To share some background about myself, I come from a secular family, and anything faith-related was virtually never discussed in my upbringing. That being said, I did come from a loving family. My parents worked hard to provide for my younger sister and I, and because of that, I had a very comfortable upbringing. Additionally, I actually attended a Christian school from 4th grade until graduation, but my parents sent me there solely because of the academics. Despite being a Christian school, it was also very secular in nature, as academics were clearly the school's top priority. For example, none of my friends were Christian, and I even remember my AP English language teacher asking if any of us were Christian, only for not a single person in the class to raise their hand. Though I still had some exposure to Christianity at the school, but I was very quick to reject it. As I entered high school, my neutral views towards Christianity turned into very negative views, and I began to think faith was a dumb concept, and I thought that I was too good for it. I was prideful and ignorant, and it got to the point that I remember my parents being confused as to why I was so anti-faith. And mind you, this was all at the ripe old age of 14, so I wish I could go back in time and slap myself, but fortunately, as I got older, I was able to mature a little bit, and I could finally understand why some people were drawn to Christianity, though I still wanted no part of it, as I believed I didn't need it. When I came to Rice last year as a freshman, I was ready to get out of my small high school, but I essentially had two goals in college. One, to perform well in school, solely to help launch myself into a career where I could get rich, and two, to party. And even by non-Christian standards, this is extremely shallow, and I truly believe that this could bring me happiness. And though I did have fun in my freshman year and I learned a lot, I unsurprisingly felt empty at the end of it. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was actively searching for something else to bring more meaning into my life. And it was at this time, about 7 months ago, that I was living with my good friend JJ here in Houston to take summer classes. Huge shout out to JJ. I don't know where he is, but I knew JJ attended New Life, but I actually also knew a few other people and friends with a few people at Rice who did as well. And I recall them all spending a large amount of time at this church, so I asked JJ about it purely out of curiosity. I had absolutely no intention of visiting, but JJ latched onto this curiosity and began openly talking about church and faith with me. He invited me to visit over and over and over and over. I mean, this man really persisted. But he did it until I finally caved and visited. And I was met by a community of loving people, which is what initially interested me in attending more. JJ actually scheduled a meeting with Pastor Sang after my first church and invited me once again over and over and over and over until I caved again. And in this meeting, I realized that I had huge misconceptions about what it meant to be a Christian based on almost nothing. Everyone I met at New Life seemed to derive so much happiness and meaning from their relationship with God, and now I understood how that was possible. I left the meeting and decided that I wanted to try and pursue faith, but I didn't know how. But throughout the summer, I continued to attend Sunday service, and I joined Summer House Church as well, and I was able to learn more about God and what it means to be a Christian. However, around the midway point of the summer, when my classes ended, I returned home. And at this point, I felt that I had learned a lot, but I honestly still did not truly believe in God or Jesus. And in the 6 weeks or so that I was home, I did not pray once, I did not touch my Bible once, and I went almost 100% back to my previous lifestyle. I shifted my focus back to my career, but mostly just on how I could make money rather than the content of the career itself. The empty feelings I felt during my freshman year came back, and I was seemingly back to where I was started. But when I came back in the fall and attended the first service of the school year, I realized just how much I missed it. And I noticed that the empty feelings I experienced completely ceased to exist when I was at church. And for the first time, I thanked God for bringing me to New Life. And that was really the first time that I could confidently say God exists. I also visited Tunisia in the first week. And I remember being very nervous because it was the first house church of the school year, and I thought I would be viewed as an intruder who was interrupting their reunion. But once again, I was welcomed by loving, awesome people, and I officially joined only a week later. And I want to shout out Peter, my shepherd. And Peter, man, you have such a massive heart, and you've been so instrumental into my journey to where I am today. And I think I speak for everyone in Tunisia when I say that whenever we're around you, you just radiate so much kindness and energy. So I'm so grateful for you. Over the course of the semester, major doubts I had slowly got answers. Through RJM, I was able to confidently understand how Jesus died for me and absolved me of my sins. And through reading the Bible and meeting more people in New Life, I realized that those who live their lives for God as Christians lead the best lives, and that when I apply the Bible to my life, only good things come. I'm so grateful that despite my active attempts to stay away from God, He still placed people in my life that led me to Him. There's nothing more meaningful than a relationship with God, and through my baptism, I vow to no longer live for myself, but to live for God. Thank you.